What's up? What's up? What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. I hope you are having a lovely Tuesday, and I hope everybody has seen the interview by the Man City chairman. And I'm pretty sure everyone right now watched the Champions League final. I'm pretty sure you watched the parade by Liverpool, the shameless parade after they won the Carabao Cup and the FA Cup. And I'm also sure you've read the news about the transfers. Raheem, you've also heard about our chairman saying we might have more players coming in, some players may be leaving. But today, we have selected a few things to talk about. The first topic we're going to talk about is Klopp. Is Klopp a failure at Liverpool? Has Klopp failed today? Especially, we're talking about this season. Has Klopp failed this season? We're going to focus this season. Let's not go overall because obviously overall he's done well. But let's talk about Klopp too because a lot of people try to polish this season as if it's a perfect season just because Liverpool ended with 1 point behind City and then went to the final, then they think it's a great finish. So we're going to discuss with the panel today that has Klopp failed this season. Then after we talk about Klopp, we're going to talk about the chairman. The Man City chairman had an amazing interview and he spoke about everything that went in the Haaland deal and many more things. Then after that, we're going to talk about Raheem because Raheem hasn't signed an extension yet. He did say that he might wait until the England games, then he'll be able to decide where he's going to go. But we're going to talk about Raheem, the possibilities of where he's going to go, or if we think he's going to sign a new contract. Then the last topic we're going to talk about next season. We're going to discuss which manager is under pressure, which team has to perform, which team is going to have to finish where they have to finish. So there's a lot to talk about. So look, welcome to the panel first. Let me welcome Adam. Let me welcome Carl. Let me welcome Veta. Carl, your mic has got a lot of noise, Carl. When you came on, your mic has a lot of noise. That's why I muted you there for a minute. So, guys, first of all, let me also welcome the guys. Let me welcome the guys on the in the chat. John Waters, how you doing, man? How you doing? You've got a comment there, yeah, Manchester City, and then we've got Abdullah. He says, "What's up, Patrick? Hope you well. I'm well, man. I'm well. I'm doing well." Look at Better showing up. I passed my driving theory test today, so I feel great after suffering, studying it, and after going to the wrong one. Big up to you, Daniel, man. Yes, how you doing there, John Waters? Tapiwa, how you doing, man? Shout out to you, man. You're always here. Don't smoke, my guy. How you doing, man? How you doing? Don't smoke. Jürgen Flop. Yeah, we're gonna talk about Jürgen Flop today. Noah, big up to you too, man. Big up to you too. We're gonna talk about that, man. Aguero 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna talk about that. Bella, how you doing, man? How you doing? Or how you doing, Miss? I don't know. He or she, Bella, you will tell us yourself. Tapiwa. We are also going to talk about that. Yeah. So, guys, look. Centurion, how you doing? Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, the first topic, guys, is has Klopp failed this season? Simple as. So, I'm gonna just start with you, Adam. Adam, you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, I'm going to start with you since you were so anxious to jump on. So, what do you think about this season? A lot of people keep saying, obviously, the media, I'm not trying to say much people, but media say, oh, because they are finished second by 1 point and they reached the final, Klopp's season is not a failure this season, or Liverpool season is not a failure. What do you think yourself on that?
It is a failure technically. Okay, yeah, you won two trophies, but in a sense, it's still a failure compared to what? To it, it may be controversial of me saying this, but in a sense, I think Chelsea, yeah, had a better overall season than Liverpool has. Even though Liverpool have won two trophies, with all the situation that Chelsea has, yeah, Chelsea won the Champions League, yeah, the Super Cup, yeah, the Club World Cup, compared to Liverpool's what? Only two trophies: an Energy Cup trophy, yeah, and an FA Cup.
Yeah,
It, from looking at
yeah,
it,
go
yeah, I
ahead.
would say that Chelsea had a better season.
Yeah, you can say Chelsea had a better season, but look, to be honest with you, I'm going to come to Veta for this. I don't know if Carl has fixed his mic yet, so I'm going to just talk to Veta first.
Can you
Yeah,
hear me?
Carl, your mic is still giving that hissing sound. It's like when the TV, those back in the days, 90s TV, when they are showing sun, it's something like that. It's just going, it's giving a
Okay, I'll
hissing
log back
sound.
in.
Okay, Grant, thank you. Okay, cool. So Veda, looking at Liverpool season, and obviously you know that the mission for them wasn't to win a Carabao Cup and FA Cup. Am I being or are we being a bit harsh by saying this season for Klopp is a failure?
No, absolutely not. And to tell you the truth, it has nothing to do with us. Liverpool will say themselves it's a failure. They themselves never gave any value to the Carabao Cup when we were winning it. They never gave it any priority with regards to the FA Cup. Klopp himself has never prioritized that. Now this year that they happen to win it, they're on their mission for the quad. They obviously lose to us in the EPL. They lose to Real Madrid in the Champions League. Liverpool themselves will tell you it's a failure, and I will repeat the same thing. It is a failure. It is a failure of the season when you tout yourselves as the best team ever. When you tout yourselves to have the best manager of the year, you have the best left back. And I'm going to go on. Yes, Liverpool fans, if you're in the chat, if you've seen this, you've heard it already. I'm going to say it again. You've told us repeatedly you have the best left back, the best pairing center back, the best right back, the best keeper. You've talked about having the best captain, the best right winger, left winger, and the best
Yeah,
signing of January. You've
yeah,
told us
Thiago being the
repeatedly.
best midfielder. Yeah, Thiago being the
Veta,
best
you know what the
midfielder.
Thiago
funny
being the best midfielder. Absolutely. You've told us
Veta, you know what
repeatedly.
the funny part is? Klopp has been at Liverpool for how long now? And I think he spent what six five
Seven,
hundred
seven
and
years.
yeah 554 million, yeah. And what, he's only won 4 trophies. And what's his name? Thomas Tuchel has been here less than him, and he's won what similar amount of trophies to what Klopp has done in 7 years.
Hmm.
So you
You're
spent,
absolutely
so
Now,
right.
it took you to, and you spent 554 million.
no,
Yeah,
no,
and
for me, Adam, I just want to take the money away. Like, I'll take the money away. It's fine. Like, let's take the money away. It's based on the season performance because I've been hearing a lot of people. I also hear some reporter who say, I think it was Michael Owen who said that's still the best team in Europe. If you're the best team in Europe, how come you lost your domestic trophy? Then you lost in the final against Madrid. Like, you can't call yourself the best team in Europe and then you haven't even dominated. You're not even the best team in England. This whole thing where every time I speak to Liverpool fans, look, I give your team, I respect your team for what they've done, but you can't be coming here saying, oh, the reason why we've done great is because we were 1 point behind you and we went to the final. Vita, I'm going to go back to you again before I go to Carl. Let's say we go in the future, do you think any of the kids are going to say, oh, I remember that team Liverpool that reached the final and failed. I remember that team Liverpool that was beaten by the great Man City for losing for 1 point. Does anybody care about somebody losing, becoming second? Do we remember who was second? Because I'm going to
No,
remember Madrid left in the UCL. I'm going to remember City left in the Premier League. I'm not going to remember Liverpool being second and going to the finals and losing.
exactly. Exactly. No one's going to remember this season for for Liverpool's challenging prowess. No one's going to remember them for that. No one's going to remember the almost quad. No one. And they love to rebrand and revalue things now that they're in the moment. They're going through it. Past teams winning the Caribou, winning the domestic trouble, easily dismissed. Them going on their pursuit now, winning 2 trophies, and having the confidence or the arrogance to schedule a parade with how they planned their season to go, planning a parade after only winning those 2 cups, and assuming that they were going to close in on Manchester City, or them being the favorite in this Champions League, them being the favorite and thinking that they were commander there because they were on their revenge mission,
After the
right?
easy run they had, of Villarreal,
Absolutely,
Inter, yeah.
absolutely, and it's the same thing. No one's going to remember them for what they did this season, and also no one's going to remember the easy run they had to the Champions League. So so they can go away with all of this rebranding of stuff. And again, they're always going to be the media darlings. So you're gonna hear people in the media reframing it. Yeah, they're still the best team in Europe. How are you the best team in Europe? And you know what? I think if you pushed any of them, they would have said they were the best team in England despite not winning.
Yeah,
The meat, the,
that's like yeah, that's the funny part. That's the reason why I wanted to say that. Why are you still pushing this notion? Like why? Like guys, I'm sorry. The time when I was in school, when I used to be second position, my dad used to say this is not good enough. And at the end of the day, it's the guy who took the first position or the girl who took the first position is the one who used to stand in front of the whole assembly when we were at the parents teacher meetings at the end. That the ones that who used to be rewarded, and the second place was just given a hand clap, and then you get a trophy and the certificate for that. It's when I got a small medal and the certificate for being first in class. I saw how it felt to be up there because I used to boast,
Mhm.
but I'm second for the second time this year. My dad is like, but you haven't still gone over the girl who keeps beating you here and here one. Like she keeps
and
being
this,
dope. So you see, at the end of the day, like people keep saying, "Oh, we were second." Every time the excuses we were second, we went to the final. So Klopp has got to 4 finals and lost and only won one. While Mourinho has got to 5 finals and won 5 times. So you still rank this guy over people like that. I'm not attacking Klopp. He's done well with the Liverpool team, but I'm saying this season he's failed. As Adam said, Liverpool and Chelsea have done better. So, Carl, we're going to bring you in. What do you think of Klopp this season and how the Liverpool team has done?
All right, guys, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah.
nice and clear.
Okay, good. So when you build a gallows and you put a nice rope there to hang somebody else, be careful because that same rope may be for your neck.
Yeah.
When you say you're the best in the world with all the best players, as Vader has said, with the best coach, best forward line, the best front three, the best
And you talk
midfield,
about
the
the
best
quad.
defense,
You talk about the quad.
and then you buy into this media's nonsense about the quad, you deserve every shame that you're getting, and nobody has sympathy for you. If you are humble and you say we're not sure, we're going to try our best, there are other teams, we can have some sympathy because we recognize that, it's hard to make it happen. But the reality is that you dug your own grave. You dug your own grave. You talked about the quad when you had a Chelsea in front of you, when you had a City in front of you, you had a Real Madrid in front of you. You dug your own grave, and now you have to sleep in it until next season. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's actually right. I think it was the whole media pushing, like it pushed them and they fell for the trap because I think City fans have learned how to not fall for the trap because we used to also be put in the same trap we're put in every year for the Champions League. We say no, no, no. We haven't said that. Every City fan
But
says no. We haven't said we are the favorite for a Champions League, which we have never won before. Do you get my point?
Patrick, you know
We've
what the
never
funny
won.
part? You know what the funny part is? Liverpool had, like what Carl was telling us on the WhatsApp group. Liverpool have played Chelsea 4 times this season, yeah, and were not able to beat them, yeah. In those 90 minutes, in two of them, yeah, in two of those games, it took them to win it on penalties. So in a sense, this season has been a failure. So it took two finals for you to win them on penalties. You were unable to beat a Chelsea side, whom personally I'll say were not that great. So it took you to beat them on penalties. Why should I say that your season's great? It's been a failure.
It's been bad. It's been bad, and I know that they're trying to polish it up. Here, it's like according to the great Bill Shankly, Liverpool had the best toilets in England. That's a good one, John Waters. And here, there's another comment here. The best keeper. He's saying the same thing as what you just said. The best keeper, the best of everything, but they still failed. Del Boy, how you doing, man? I hope you're well. Del Boy, a very good channel, guys. Follow Del Boy. He's a very good channel. He's got a very good content for Arsenal. Some people are even saying here about his complaining. Before we move away from Klopp, because I don't really want to waste my time. Because why should we continue talking about a team that's useless like this that keeps failing? So people keep saying even after Madrid won, this guy still came out to the media and complained. Uh, I know Carl has said it many times that this guy is a sore loser. And I was actually having a bit of respect for him. Now the respect has just gone down to the toilet because I was like, man, why don't you just go there and say well done to Ancelotti and Madrid, like the way Pep, the way Pochettino did, the way Tuchel did. But you want to be complaining, saying if the keeper is the player of the match, man of the match, it means there's something wrong with that team. What do you mean something wrong with that team? Anyway, let me bring Don't Smoke. Don't
No,
Smoke.
Patrick, I got a question for you. Last
Yeah.
season, when they won the Champions League, yeah, Carl and Faith is my witness. Who won that man of the match? Was the last time I remember? Was it not
It was
Allison
Allison.
who won that?
It was
Was
Allison.
So
It
Alisson.
was
so
Allison. It
so
was
so
Allison.
look at this hypocrisy.
Yeah, man. He's like, yeah. So Don't Smoke. Welcome to the show, man. So what do you
Thank
think
you.
before we move on from this? Do you think we can call this a successful season for Klopp? And how do you rate
No,
Klopp? Because one of my guys here, Adam, just said it looks like Tuchel has won trophies the same as Klopp, but Tuchel has been here for 1 year.
funny enough, I actually think Tuchel is a better tactician than Klopp, right?
Same here. Same here.
Because if I would say the thing is at the moment, Klopp just has a better team than Tuchel. Because regardless of how misfiring Chelsea's team is, when they've went head to head, they've had 4 draws, and it has been 50-50 games. So now the thing is, I feel the biggest issue with Klopp is I think believe the media's hype.
Yeah.
You understand? Whereby I think when
He believed
when
in the
Klopp
quad,
first
didn't
joined
he?
the when Klopp first joined the club, I think he was a bit humble, and at that stage he was performing. Because even if you look at the past 2 seasons, I wouldn't say that Liverpool has been great, right? I feel as if they're actually declining gradually when you look season after season, and it's that thing of whereby at the end of the day, football will humble you, right? You just give it time, football will humble you. Now the thing is this. I would say it is a flop because they won 2 of the easiest trophies out of the 4. First being the Carabao, second being the FA Cup. Because if you look at the teams that to beat to win those, you don't get that in the Premier League or the Champions League. Because at the end of the day, there's a pedigree. People are making the quad challenge like it's something new. Last season, we played every game besides the FA Cup final, right? Because Chelsea knocked us out. The thing is, City has been doing this for seasons, but because we're not the media darlings, they would never hype us, right? Because last season we were in the Champions League final and we lost that. If we won that, it would have been 3 out of 4. So and if you go the last 4-5 years, we've been at this level consistently, right? So now at the end of the day, if you are the big dogs, you have to win the big cups. It's that simple. If it's let's say for example a West Ham or even a bad United, they win those 2 cups and great season. But if you're Liverpool or City at the moment, you don't win the Premier League or the Champions League, it is a failure. I don't care how you can brand it or whatnot. At the end of the day, I'll just say football humbled Liverpool because they planned this parade before winning the Premier League or even playing the Champions League. So football won again.
Yeah, football won, and there's a lot of comments here. Sorry, guys, I know that I'm not reading the comments, but there's a lot of comments. I can't really catch up with the comments. But there's a question here for Carl. Carl says, Patrick, question for Carl. Thoughts on him saying Madrid just defended? What was he expecting? That's to you, Carl. I think one of the guys just asked you in the comments.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Madrid do now. What are they going to attack you and then play into your hands? No, they're not going to do that. They'll get battered like we did to them. We scored 4 goals against them. No, they're going to sit back and counter press you. The key to Madrid, guys, was if they can beat that first press, right, they're in. In fact, before the goal was scored, I remember very clearly, I was telling my wife, I said, if Madrid can beat Liverpool's press, they are going to score. And within 10 seconds after that, Modric beats the press and they're in. And Vinicius scores a goal. So that's what Carlo's going to do. You know, it can't open up to you and play man to man and expansive. You'll kill them. So they sit
Carl,
and absorb pressure and counter you.
and you
This
know
one
how
is a masterclass by Angelotti.
Carl, you know how they broke the Liverpool
Yeah.
the Liverpool counter attack? What's his name? I watched it again, like what you told me to. I watched it, yeah, and I saw that what's his name? Robertson was out of position, and that's when you saw the footballing instinct of I was about to say Iniesta, sorry, Luka Modric, and that's what took out Liverpool. And I've never rated what's his name Trent. Look, I guarantee that I think that goal that he allowed yesterday from Vinicius. I think that if that was a Reece James, yeah, or Kyle Walker,
Adam,
they would have got back. They would have got back.
Let me break that goal down to you, right? What Luka Modric did was intentional. Because what he did with the ball, he went forward and then he went backwards. So he dragged Robertson completely out of position. Robertson fell for the bait. Robertson chased Modric. Watch it again. He goes forwards, then he turns backwards, going back towards his goal to drag Robertson out towards his goal, which created a hole and then passed the ball to Valverde, to Casemiro. Casemiro passes the ball to Valverde and they're in. A wise old man who knows how to play with kids. That's what he did. Beat the press and you're in. Even the first goal that was offside, they beat the press and they were in. That's what you have to do. That's what City do. City know how to beat Liverpool's press. The issue is that can we keep our defensive shape intact so that we don't concede a goal? But we always beat their press. What all these other teams like Wolves and all Brighton can't do is that they cannot beat Liverpool's press. Liverpool win the ball back very high and transition to score a goal. That's what you have to do. Chelsea can do it very well. They just can't finish. They know how to beat Liverpool's press. They just can't finish, right? That's how you beat them. That's what Real Madrid did.
Yeah, masterclass from Carlo, as everybody says, Carlo Ancelotti. Masterclass from him. For me, well done to you, Madrid. You guys are proving that you are European champions and you guys know how to win the Champions League. And somebody says, respect the boys, we'll be back next time. Yes, we'll be back next time. We'll be better. I'm pretty sure we will learn from our mistakes. You must remember, these other teams have been in the Champions League so many times. They've already learned from the mistakes. I'm pretty sure City will. Let's move on to our chairman. This lovely man. Every year, City fans, I'm sorry, guys, the guys who aren't City fans, this section, maybe you might not understand, but if you stay here, maybe you might learn what a good chairman is. This chairman of ours for the past 14 years comes on the Man City YouTube channel. He does interviews. He gives the fans insight on what Man City are going to do next season. He also gives us insight on what has gone on for them to sign up somebody. I'm going to start with Vedder. Vedder, there was a few things. I'm going to ask you a few things. Apparently, Haaland, we just haven't attacked Haaland just this season. We've been looking at Haaland for the past 5 years. Were you shocked by those words?
Not at all. Not at all. There's nothing that shocked me with regards to our scouting system and how players are being evaluated. That's a big reason why Liverpool had to steal our scouting reports. I think with what was outlined with that interview, it just continues to give confidence that this is a project, that it has been a mission with the new ownership to affect all things in football and to bring a level of support for success that's sustainable. So, like you mentioned, Patrick, we all tune in every year because we want to hear what's going down. We want to hear the specifics, and it's because it's a great account of what the season was, and it's a preview, or it's an explanation, I should say, on what was done, what was decided on, and what we're doing in the future. I wasn't surprised at all. And also with regards to fans, like I say this all the time, true City fan and Gundalorian, two guys that are in the know, right? And you guys are in the know because of your passion for the team. And when you have people like that, there's success that's already foreshadowed. So that's why this interview, I know, is going to spark some investigative research from you guys. But hearing Haaland on the mission, and again, I didn't hear the part with regards to Alvarez, but it'd be probably a 5-year plan with regards to how that was assessed too, in terms of building the network. I love what's happening with the club.
Yeah, man, that was amazing. And I'm gonna go to Carl because Carl is the man who did a lot of research on Haaland 2 years ago or a year ago, before a lot of people started talking about him. And I remember when he first gave me the research, I sat there and said, are you seriously right? Because we are pushing for Kane. And he's like, nah, I think Haaland is the one who's going to walk through that door. And it's like, because of the history of the father, everything. And then the chairman says the same thing. The father, we all know about the father thing, but everybody thought that, you know what, the media keeps saying Madrid, so he is going to Madrid. So, Carl, were you shocked when he said we've been looking at him for 5 years? Because I thought maybe 2 years after he's going to Dortmund. What about 5 years? 5 years?
No. You see, what fans need to realize, and this is why I dislike this period of the season, this whole transfer talk, that's why he's leaving, X is leaving, because it's all nonsense, right? These guys are professionals. Understand that these guys are running a multi-billion-pound organization. These guys aren't some cookie cutter guy out of the back street of your fish and chip shop running around smoking and drinking and talking about nonsense. These guys are running an organization. So there's forward planning, there's medium-term planning, there's long-term planning. They already know who they want to succeed Pep. They already know the timeline. They already know who they want next year and the year after and the year after. They've already mapped out Palmer's journey. They've mapped out the Lap's journey. They know exactly what they're going to do 4, 5 years, 6 years in advance. You don't run a multi-billion pound organization by being flippant and being reactionary. Doesn't work that way, right? The same kind of logic and science that they use, is what we try to talk about the Haaland deal. We called this 6 months ago. We called it. What surprised me, Patrick, was the words that the chairman used around the reasons for the Haaland deal. The cultural, the family, the mentality of the kid are the exact same things we talked about in our presentation last October, November, where we said, imagine you're in the boardroom and you're Sheikh Mansour, you're Khaldun or Mubarak, and you're Pep Guardiola. What are the reasons that you put forward to get Erling Haaland? And we listed every single thing out. We talked about what's the wage we're going to offer him, and we were bang on the wage. You know, we're paying him 375. We said 380. We're bang on the wage. We got the transfer fee bang on. We got the reasons and the reasons for celebrating him bang on. Right? It wasn't by accident. It's about thinking like an executive, thinking like an owner of the business. What would I do if I was in their shoes? And laying out that whole game theory and doing the if and the buts. And you come up with the conclusion that this is the guy we're going to go after. And I believe we're already talking to him. This deal wasn't done in March or April. This deal was done since February.
Yeah.
It was already done since.
And to add to that,
we as fans, we react. And I just want our fan base to begin to think like they own the business, not just react. We saw today the one about the statues, and somebody said it's going to be Yaya Toure. How will Yaya Toure get a statue for crying out loud after all that he's done for the club?
To lift the curse, man. To lift the curse.
And just one thing, as Carl is speaking, guys, this is the video. You can go watch it. It's from 6 to 7 months ago when we talked about all the money that's going to be required, all the finances. And we also talked about the reason why Kane wasn't suitable, wasn't right for the money move. And I know a lot of people are twerking for Kane, but trust me, Carl was in the forefront telling us that Kane is a useless investment.
And let me add.
What surprised me? What surprised me was even Pep and Khaldun wanted Kane. I called Kane the impossible deal. I knew it was never going to come. Never going to come. Why? Because it's not about money. It's about ego and politics with Daniel Levy. It's not about money. Even Levy will never sell Kane to City. Lie. He will never do it because it's about ego and politics.
Let me add to that.
Last year, I'll just wrap up 1 minute. All right. Last year, they said Bernardo Silva was going to leave. Laporte was going to. I told you he's not going to leave. I said Bernardo's not going to leave. Who's going to afford Bernardo after last season? No one can. Laporte was a release clause guy. You're not going to sell him in a COVID situation. Who's going to afford him? We need to calm down and think like owners. Go ahead, guys. Sorry.
All right. Can I give the controversial take though? I think sadly to say that it's a bit of PR in the sense that whenever you're going for a target, right, you're most likely going to have more than one option, right? It's not to say that you don't want the other. The ideal option was always Haaland, the ideal option, right? But then at the time, was it feasible? The answer is no. It's not to say that we weren't interested or we haven't, like right now, even let's say, for example, let's say if we do go and buy Cucurella or Phillips, it doesn't mean that they aren't other players that we've been looking at through the years, right? And so we also have to look at which one is the most feasible based on the current situation, because there's also a contract. Because if you notice, most of our deals we buy are release clauses, and there's a reason for that. The thing is this: when you are the buying club, right, and the selling club knows that you have money, there's gonna be a premium on that, on whatever deal. It's like an auction. There's always a base price, regardless of the value.
The only caveat to that, my brother, is one caveat. I guarantee you, if Kane was not a coward, and Kane really fought, like see what Lewandowski is doing right now, right?
Yes.
Where he came out and said, "Look, I'm done with Bayern Munich. I'm not going back there. It's finished." Lewandowski quote, right? If Kane had come and done that, Kane would be at City right now. But
exactly my point. So I'm trying to say that Kane was our first choice. That doesn't mean we weren't looking at Haaland for a long time. We wanted Kane, and Kane was the ideal situation because he's Premier League proven and his style of play would suit what Pep was trying to do at the time, right? Because the thing is, it's not only us who wanted Haaland. Chelsea were then ready to pay the money before they got Lukaku. So it was you are gonna go into bidding war
Yeah,
territory. And if you look at our
but look,
history, we don't participate in those things.
but
Yeah, and
Haaland, go ahead, Fader, go ahead.
I was just going to say, because both of you are exactly right. The way the club evaluates and targets, it sees the target, it provides an evaluation. Now, if it meets that evaluation, right? If the seller is going to provide that target at the price, it makes sense. With what you're saying, Carl, Kane obviously was a target of ours. Pep would have wanted him, and to what Smoke is saying, he would have fit in. But once that evaluation by the seller is exceeding what the value is for what we've said in terms of bringing him in, we kill it. We no longer want it. So that's why there's multiple targets. And you guys are exactly right. I'm just wanted to add in a little bit of specifics there.
Yeah, so
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
the only reason why I said Kane wouldn't come was because I knew Daniel Levy was never going to sell. He was
Fair.
never going. Not even for
No,
200
it's
million.
not that
He wouldn't
it's
sell.
not that Daniel Levy was never gonna sell. We weren't willing to pay whatever he was gonna quote us on.
No.
Because we knew that he's overselling.
But I disagree with you there. That Daniel Levy set a price that we know. Daniel didn't even take the calls. Pep said
Yes,
it.
but there's a reason why he
Daniel
didn't
Levy-
take the calls because he
was-
found
he
out
was
the
gonna
bid
sell.
that we were planning on placing.
No. That's not true. Daniel Levy was never going to sell Harry Kane to City. It's more than money, guy. It's his politics.
There is politics there, but what I'm trying to say is
it's not about money.
At the end of the day, catch is king.
It's not about money. This was never about money. It was about the fact that Daniel Levy was never going to sell Kane to City, even for 200 million.
I disagree.
He wouldn't sell it. I'm telling you, he would never sell him.
I disagree.
He would never sell him. It was not about
No,
money.
he was going to sell, but at
money?
his price.
You know what? No, not at all. You know why it wasn't about money? Our politics? Go and see who's the chairman of the European Clubs Association. Go and see what happened there. Who was supposed to be the chairman and who's now the chairman? Do the research and find out. You find out that Kaldu was supposed to be the chair.
Do you think he would turn?
So let's chairman, right? Guess who's the chairman right now? Daniel Levy. This is beyond money. It's beyond money, guy.
I know, but
I called it the impossible deal.
I disagree, man.
But Carl, you've said this too. If it's an offer that can't be turned down, right? Even Levy would have a number.
Levy's a businessman after all. You must understand that he's a businessman.
Listen. There are some things that are beyond money. When the owner won't even take the call of his peer, who they sit down with in the Premier League roundtable and talk about Premier League rules, won't even take a call. This is not about money, man.
No, there was a reason why. Listen, I was told, right? The reason why he didn't pick up is because he knew he found the offer insulting. So he refused to even pick up because he knew how much. Because the thing is this. Carl, right? Carl, I'm saying in any business deal, you normally have intermediaries. Before, let's say for example, let me land, right? Let's say, for example, me and you.
Yeah, go ahead. You're gonna have to give each other time to speak. So go ahead.
I want to tell something to you. Hard work. Normally, you have someone who's like a fence. So the fence would be the intermediary.
I know how it works, man. I know how it works. I know how.
Exactly. What I'm trying to say is,
I'm telling you that it was not about money. It's not about money. This was clearly about not paying, not allowing that his jewel, Harry Kane, England captain, Tottenham star boy, to go to a rival club in City owned by guys from the Middle East. That's what it's about.
Tottenham is not a rival. They're not a rival club, unfortunately. So
who's the chairman of the ECA?
No. That's a different topic. We're talking about. I'm saying you're not selling to a rival.
It's all part of it. I'm telling you, it's all part of it.
No, but I'm disagreeing. We can move on.
Yeah, we should move on. But let me ask this then. Is there any scenario where Kane does end up at a rival? Because aren't there rumors with regards to?
He'll go to United. Oh yeah, we'll go to United, not City.
Because
I said Kane will probably go to United before he comes to City. I'm telling you.
Because I saw two rumors that apparently that Liverpool want to replace if Mane leaves with Song or Harry Kane.
And he'll probably go for less, maybe 80 or 90 million. But he won't sell him to City.
But he's gotten older.
Sell him to City.
Okay. So guys, let's move on. Let's move away from this Kane. I'll go to you, Don. So Don, there's rumors now that our Raheem the Dream, who's got 12 months left, which I knew this was going to happen. I was like, this guy will reach a point where you find his contract is gone. So Raheem the Dream has got 12 months left. According to you, Don, what do you think? Do you think the rumors that he's pushing to go are true? Because and all I can ask you is, are they true? But where do you think he'll go? Or do you think he's going to renew? Just answer those three. And then, guys, you can pass on to the next one. You can go to Adam, Veta, then Carl. You can just be discussing amongst yourselves. But we'll start with Don. Don, what do you think about Raheem's situation?
Unfortunately, I feel as if he's at crossroads, and at the moment he has leverage in this situation due to the amount of time left on his contract. And if you know anything about negotiations, the person who has leverage normally can call the shots. So hence, I feel it will be best for the club to find an exit strategy whilst we can get as much money. Because the thing is, even the buying clubs will know how much time he has on the contract, so we can't ask for an excessive fee. So it's more of we're trying to break even. I think it's best for both parties in the sense that I don't think we can give Raheem the playing time that he desires going forward, and especially at the age where he's in his prime, whereby it's ideal for him to be playing weekly. So I don't see it ending well. I see us selling him. I wouldn't be surprised if he was moved on.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know what the conversation's been with regards to all of our attacking players, right? So Mahrez is older, and I believe he has 2 years left on his contract. We obviously know Sterling, and he's been looking for a deal this entire year, so that's kind of been in the background or been dismissed until now, because word is it won't be discussed until after international duties. And then obviously the rumors around Jesus, right? So we bring in Alvarez, we got Haaland, but Haaland's going to be central, Alvarez on the wing. Jesus, Mahrez, and Sterling, a lot of questions there. So I would think that Sterling could gain even more suitors after completing a year here with Haaland. I know what Smoke just talked about with regards to competing playing time, but I don't. I still think he fits a role. I think he actually gains that playing time with a better season because Haaland's here, and maybe is a better fit with regards to between Mahrez and Alvarez because he's the senior player. I think there's a chance for him to win his time, but it's hard. It's so hard to say, man. I don't want to see him go because of his past heroics and because of his versatility. But if his numbers are, here's where we go, right? If his numbers are Kevin De Bruyne-esque, then it's a battle that I don't think he's going to win, and he's going to be leaving. I'm not sure if you guys are still hearing me.
Yeah, we're here.
Yeah. What about Kawa and Adam? What are your thoughts on Raheem? Do you think he's going to stay?
I mean,
Kawa,
Adam,
we talked about this, and you say that he's going to make sure the contract keeps running. You were right about that. I think you mentioned it before. It looks like it's going to 12 months now.
Yeah, I mean, see, listen, there's nobody bigger than the club. Point number one. Point number two, if he doesn't sign this year, then sell him. Sell him. Keep Jesus. Keep Mahrez. Bring Alvarez. Bring Palmer. Heck, go get Leao from AC Milan if he goes. I mean, if he wants to go to Barcelona, okay. Barcelona, you want Raheem Sterling. Okay, let's do a player plus cash deal. We get Frankie de Jong. You have Raheem Sterling. We'll take Frankie de Jong. Make the transaction. You guys, listen, this is business, man. This is not emotional. Raheem's been great for us. Thank God for him. He's done a great job. If he wants to leave for a new challenge, thank you for what he's done and get some money for him and get somebody else. The show goes on.
Like what Carl said on the Frankie de Jong deal. For me, it's a win. For me, it's a win-win situation both for Barcelona and us as well, City as well. Because why I say that is because Barcelona are going to end up losing what's his name, Traore. He's going to go back to Wolves. Yeah. So in a sense, we're giving them a right wing that they vitally need for a cut price, whatever they come to an agreement with. And in a sense, we're also getting a player that we also want and fits our profile in a sense. So it's a win-win situation for both clubs, and it makes a lot more sense, yeah, for both parties to do that sort of type of deal.
But you know what I
Alan,
keep thinking, and this is what
the
I
only
keep thinking.
problem,
Can I say something, Carl? Carl, can I just say something? What I keep thinking is this, right? Everybody keeps saying Frankie De Jong. Frankie De Jong is on more money than Raheem, right? So look, Raheem knows our system. Yes, Frankie De Jong is an exceptional player, and we need midfielders. But I don't know. I'm just thinking. Wouldn't you just rather give Raheem some
well,
of
I
the
mean,
money?
Patrick,
Because
okay,
Frankie De Jong is on more. He's on more money at
Patrick,
Barcelona.
let's lay this out strategically, right? Okay. So Raheem wants Sterling money. That's the argument, right? That he wants Sterling money. That's what we hear. Okay. He wants
Raheem wants De Bruyne money. He wants De Bruyne money.
Okay. So he wants £3,000 a week. If he goes to Barcelona, are they going to pay him that? No, they're not going to pay him that. They don't have the money to pay him that. They're getting rid of players. So where does he go next? Bayern Munich? They don't have the money to pay him $380K a week. They can't pay Lewandowski that. Where next? Let's see. Chelsea.
Madrid.
Oh, okay. You want to go to Madrid? Why would you go to Madrid and play in it? And then they only have Rodrigo, who's playing and is more efficient in front of goal than you are. Why? So that's why the club is kind of saying, okay, what do you want to do here, buddy? Make a choice. Let us know what you want to do. I believe that if
Patrick,
he wants to
I
go,
actually agree with Carl. I think Raheem's biggest problem is his current wage that he's on, because the issue is for other. I don't even know how we ended up paying him that, because I don't think he's at that level consistently.
Nah, he was balling. He
earned it. He earned it.
No. I'm saying
he earned it. To be honest with you.
Yes. But I'm saying it's off one spectacular season, because the thing is this: is Raheem. I have the same issue with Raheem and Sterling, because the thing is this: same thing I say about Salah. At the end of the day, you get paid the big bucks for showing in a big moment, not to stead pad your way, right? Big moment. One big moment was Leon, when the team needs you. That's why I feel. That's why I never complain about how much the brain is on, because he may not perform beginning of the season, but come crunch time, that's when he shows you why he is a big game player. And now the thing is, if you're gonna go to the big European teams like Madrid, they've seen the best of the best. They've seen the best wingers that this game has provided. You're not gonna go there and tell them no. I want this amount of money, and you can't give them that level of performance. You understand the issue, and that becomes the problem. That's the problem with Raheem.
These are facts, so these are deep facts. This guy's spitting right here. That's the fact. If you're missing 1v1s against Lyon and against Chelsea in the Champions League final, and you want 400K a week, I'm sorry, buddy.
You're not gonna pay
you're in that level yet, man. I'm sorry. You're just not. And there are wingers out there who are younger, who are faster, who can grow more. Look at Rodrigo against Chelsea, Rodrigo against City. He didn't even come on in the final. Look at Valverde. How much is Valverde on?
I got a question for you guys. Say if Raheem does decide to leave, would you guys be happy with the club going back for Leroy Sané?
No.
Sané is done. No. Forget it, man. It's moved.
No.
Move on.
No.
There's a question for you guys here. Do you guys think AC Milan will sell Leo after the season he's had?
No.
I think depending on the offer that comes in, because as much as what they've done, remember, like, there are teams who get more for relegation than what these other leagues get for winning the league. So and it's off COVID, and they haven't been bought yet, so that money hasn't come in yet. So at the end of the day, as much as these clubs have stars, they will sell for the right price.
I mean, he's released close to 100 million euros. Who's gonna pay that right now?
Wait, how much did he cost?
100 million euros is release clause.
Yeah, 80.
No.
The release clause is 150, but the quoting, I think, is between 80 and 100.
Wow.
Yeah, 100 million euros release clause. No one's gonna pay that.
I don't think we're paying. I don't think we're buying another 100 million player. I doubt it.
No, I don't.
No.
So the answer for you is Leo is off the books.
Leo is what?
I'm telling the guy that Leo's off the books. Can I just say something? For me, guys, if he humbles himself, right? For me, look, I would like Raheem to stay. I'm just gonna come from this side because of the experience he's had with the team. Yes, he's flopped different moments, but I think Raheem, if a striker comes in or somebody like Alvarez, we're not gonna be looking at Raheem to do our tap-ins anymore. We're not gonna be looking to Raheem to do the big moments anymore. At least other people will take that goal scoring burden, because I think the reason why we were looking at him is because he ends up in those situations because I think it's him. Let's be honest. De Bruyne shows up a certain moment to score goals. He wasn't always showing up to score goals. The 15 he's done is one of his best without any pens. You talk about like Riyad Mahrez. It's this season where Mahrez has gone to a higher level of goal scoring, but majority of the time it was always Raheem who scores the first goal. The first goal is always a difficult goal. For me, if he ends up staying, maybe humbles himself and says, you know what, I'm not looking for the 375. Give me 3, I'm cool. Because I think he's on 275 or he gets 3
Isn't he on
and he's like,
300
okay.
already? I think he's on 300.
Is he already on 300 and asking for more?
Yes, he's on 300.
Let me search this guy. Jesus
The
Christ.
last time I checked, the thing is, he's not going to lower his cut. The thing is this. I think one thing we have to understand is for us to get to the level, especially of winning the Champions League, we need.
My God, he's getting the same money as Jack, so he's on 300
Yes.
already.
Yeah, what
So
I'm
what
saying
is
is
he crying
this.
at? What is he crying about?
No, but
I'm
we
saying-
got to understand if he's getting the same amount as Jack, right, and he's now up for a renewal, we can understand him wanting more. If Jack
Yeah,
is
so
already
so
No, the
what
issue
if
what I want to say is this: for us to win something like the Champions League, we need clutch players in our attacking line, right? Because the thing is this: we must understand the caliber of players that Pep was working with. Pedro, let's even the wingers he
Yep.
had at Barca. You have Pedro and Villa. As much as these
Yep.
guys want stars, these guys could finish their dinner, right?
100%.
So you must understand how frustrating. And these guys went on
Facts.
ridiculous wages. They were humble enough to know
Facts.
that I'm not a star, so I can't ask for the sky. Whereby you get
Yeah,
someone
pure
who
facts, man.
has an ego about himself, because let's be honest, he believes he's worth more than what they're paying him.
What this guy just talked about right now is exactly the thinking about what's going on with Pep in his mind. Saying, look, dude, I had Pedro, I had Villa, right? You give them a sniff, they finish their dinner. They don't waste time. You are fumbling around the box with 1v1 versus the keeper in the Champions League semi-final and final. What are you doing?
do you think this is the reason why he's pushed for Alvarez and the coach for the Liverpool Plate said I have tried to speak to Pep but he won't listen to me because he wants
Patrick.
clinical players.
Patrick, how many games did he play in Champions League this year? How many games? Very few. Last year,
None.
in the run to the final, how many games did he play?
Just a few.
Very few.
Just a few.
Very few.
Just a few.
So that's your answer. That's your answer. That's your answer.
Yeah, so look, you're right about that. Maybe that's the reason, as I said, the coach of Alvarez was saying I was asking Pep to give me Alvarez through January next year, and I think he's not gonna listen to me. He says no, I want him now. I think he's tired of. I've seen the profile of players he's going for. He's going for killers. I think he's tired of people who get in the box and don't know what to do. Do you know what I mean? But look, on the defense of Raheem, maybe Veta is right. Maybe Raheem is looking at Grealish. Like Grealish just came in and he's on the same wage as me. Do you get my point?
No, but
I get why
Grealish,
I get why Grealish is on 300 because Grealish was given 260 at Villa on his latest contract. So I think that's what causes us to give Grealish 300. But does anybody have a defense for Raheem here?
I do.
wait,
I do.
Can I add something before
No, I mean,
someone defends? The thing is
don't
this,
get me
right?
wrong, Patrick. Don't get me wrong, right? I would like to keep him. Don't get me wrong, but he has signed a contract. If he's not going to sign
No,
a
but-
contract, then you have to sell. It's simple.
I wouldn't like to
Yeah.
keep him out, and I'll tell you why. Look at Saturday's final. Vini had one chance. That's how tight the margins are for winning the Champions League. One chance, killed, and that's
You know what?
that's all you
Someone
might
said-
get.
someone
in the
said to
final.
me-
And that's the same chance Raheem had in the Lyon game.
You see what I'm trying to say. So the thing is this: as much as there may be sentiment, but you must understand what we are competing for now, and how thin the margins of error are. That we can't expect someone who's not clinical to win these major honors. Because in the Premier League, yes, you have 37 other games to play. In the Champions League, it's that final moment. And I can assure you, one chance for Raheem in a game, he doesn't score.
And look at this structure, guys. Before I go to Abdallah, welcome to the show. But look at this structure.
Hi,
Like, look
Patrick.
at
Hope you're well.
yeah, look at how you doing, man. Look at Bernardo. Look at Bernardo Silva. Look at Ilkay Gundogan, who scored, who carried us. Look at people like Maris. Like, look at moreover. I know Foden is due. I know Foden is due a new contract. Guys, the reason why Foden is on 12 is because when you come from the academy, they give you a professional contract, and it's never a lot of money. The same for Trent. They had to upgrade Trent's contract recently. The same for every player that comes from the academy. Your contract is never that great. So looking at players that have actually been clutch for Man City, scored in very hard moments. I mean, like dire moments, like Gundogan. I know he's 31, but for me, guys, the only reason why I have a feeling that I would rather Raheem at least stay, but if he wants to force a move, he can go. It's just because Maris is going to be 32 soon. So do we keep Maris? Maris' contract is also expiring in 2023. But let me go to Abdullah. What do you think? You seem to have a defense for Raheem.
Because I think a lot of fans have a very short memory, and he saved us many times. 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20, when majority of the squad were awful. In 1920, when we what's the word, stagnated. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if English is not my first language, but majority of the squad were awful after
That's correct.
an exceptional season in
Correct,
18-19. So I think people have very short memory. He is very good. Like, if we're gonna, because honestly, I'm very critical of the board, and I'm losing. Like, with all due respect, even though they've done some good stuff, I'm very short patience with our cheeky Bulgaristan. I'm very so close because we already have a paper thin squad. You saw how injuries have riddled us over the recent seasons since post 18-19 season, and we are struggling. And I'm just seeing moves being linked to our players left, right, and center.
Don't see,
Zinchenko.
guy. Listen, don't believe those things, man. Seriously, don't even.
Yeah, I know.
Don't believe those things, man.
Let him finish, Carl. Let him finish, Carl. Let him finish.
Okay.
I know.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, unless someone reassures me, it's just this. The
yeah,
thing.
Carl is gonna give you an answer. So
We are
then Carl
awful.
give you an answer.
First of all, we are. Can we all agree we're awful at selling players? We are awful at selling players.
We don't need to be good. Yeah, we don't need to be excellent at selling players. That's not the deal. We don't need to be excellent at selling players. See, go ahead, Abdul. Finish up.
For me, like, we can't be letting go of so many wing options. We're already paper thin on the wings, and like, I don't see any concrete links that were linked to any wingers, because it can't be that Mahrez has a year left as of this summer. Raheem Sterling has a year left on this summer.
Jesus.
Jesus a year. So what? 3 wingers out in the next.
And Gundogan also has a year. Gundogan has a year left too.
Let me rebut you guys first. So first of all, you never believe the shit that you see out there, because it's all bullshit, pure and utter bullshit. Last year, this same time, Bernardo was going, Laporte was going, this was going, that. Who left? Nobody. Zilch. Why? Because it's all nonsense. It's all paper talk from guys who know nothing, trying to create a furore. Trust these guys, man. What else do they have to do? I mean, injuries are injuries. It happens. Even with injuries this year, we still won the Premier League with 93 points.
Yeah, true.
It's not for a double-header ding-dong ball. We made the final of the Champions League.
No, I'll tell you this. I came into the season. My expectations was to win the FA Cup at the bare minimum. I was disappointed we didn't win it, because we haven't won it for a couple of years now, 4 or 5 years now. But I'm happy.
I also wanted that trophy. I'm
happy we won the Premier League. I'm satisfied. That satisfied me perfectly. The Champions League, I've become numb. I've lowered my expectations. Unpopular opinion, I don't think we'll win it with Pep. With all due respect, either the players mess it up or he overthinks it, in my opinion. So I don't know.
I disagree.
I've become numb to it. I don't if we win it, fine. If we don't win it, fine. It's not the end of the world for me. We're winning league titles.
Can I answer you regarding the Champions League?
Yeah, go ahead.
The thing
Go
is,
ahead.
guys, if we are honest, and we look at the past 2 seasons, can you see the progress in we are getting close? There are certain moments where we would have
Yeah,
done worse.
progression.
And you must understand that at the end of the day, it's only Pep and maybe Scott Carson who's won this trophy before, right? It's like trying to walk a virgin through sex.
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
I don't know about
There's
that.
certain things you need constant experience,
This guy.
right?
Okay.
And that's the right. Know how Madrid showed it. At the end of the day, know how beats whatever confidence or talent you have. And the thing is, it's about knowing how to handle certain moments. It was actually like
Yeah.
let's say our third semi-final or whatnot. So next year, if we go into that same situation, we know how to handle it better.
Can I just
We
put
were a few minutes from the final, and it's that thing
true?
of whereby you have to give the group this group that won that's the fifth Champions League. Hence they were so chill. No matter what Liverpool were throwing at them, they
Like,
knew that no,
it was a group
we
pro
have to win.
experience, isn't it? That's five for a lot of them. Five for
Yes, yeah,
almost
you
all of them.
understand.
Yeah.
They knew that at the end of the day, we don't have to play well. We just have to win. Whereby Liverpool thought like, no, let's berate these guys and let's no. So the perfect example is that Atletico Madrid game. Couple years before, we would never win that game. Whereby
Exactly. Yeah.
because we
True. Very
want to
true.
play well, pass on.
Exactly.
No, at the end of the day, it's about
I mean,
winning. And slowly, I think we're
yeah.
getting closer. I'd say within 2-3 years, we will win.
I hope I'm
The
wrong.
other
This is the
thing-
thing. I
other
hope
thing-
to be
the other
proved
thing
wrong.
too is- the other thing is, listen, we always have to have context when we have games, right? We played Atletico twice and Real Madrid twice. Liverpool played Benfica. They played who else? Villarreal and Inter Milan, who they lost to at home. You telling me that if we had Villarreal, Benfica, we won't be in the final?
Carl, you know what the funny part is?
Right?
Frankfurt.
But let me finish. But I want to explain that football is not only about how good you are. There's a bit of luck that happens as well. There's moments, there's injuries, there's luck of the draw. I mean, look at our draw.
True. Very
Madrid
true.
twice and Atleti twice. Who gets that? I mean, who does? If Madrid had City twice and Atleti twice, they probably won't get. Even though Madrid will do against Chelsea, it happens. It's football. Look at the last minute double header goal by Valverde, whoever it was. How does that happen in a game? It's just
Yeah.
football. Look at
And this is
Liverpool.
the thing.
Liverpool,
The-
92 points and then 97 points. Didn't win the Premier League. Are they
Yeah,
terrible?
astonishing.
No,
No.
it happens. You know,
Just-
you just have to.
Just to go, sorry to go back on the point of the Raheem Sterling. I will be happy. I don't mind as long as we get a replacement. I'll be happy. I'll be fuming if we sell him to a Premier League rival, whether it's Arsenal or Chelsea. I prefer for him to go abroad. I'll be satisfied, even if it's on the cheap. But if we sell him on the cheap to a Premier League rival, I'm sorry, that's the last straw for me with the board. For me,
Can I say something? Can I say something? Can I say something, Carl, before? Do you know? There's just a feeling inside me, right, that we will come out of this and Raheem will be extending. There's just something telling me that this guy won't go anywhere. Because if you
That's
think
why I'm
about
on the
it, Carl,
same
right,
page.
where is he going to go? Like you've just mentioned, like,
Well-
look, if he goes somewhere, fair play to him. But at this point in time, where are you going to go?
Well,
Like,
the
where
thing
you
about
going to
it
go
is-
where it's going to be guaranteed that you're going to win anything?
To add to your argument, right? Brand Raheem Sterling right now is flying high. Even with his disappointments and his 1v1, right? Brand Raheem is growing. If Brand Raheem goes to Chelsea, is that a step up or a step down right now? I mean,
Step down.
very
Down.
brutal. Down.
Step
Okay,
down.
the only place that maybe a step up for him maybe is Real Madrid, where we can say, okay, fine, you go to Real
Or
Madrid.
Bayern,
you get it.
or Bayern.
No, Bayern is a step down. What's he going to go play for Nagelsmann? Are you serious?
Nagelsmann is overrated. So overrated.
Right, with Lewandowski.
I think it's only Madrid. I agree with you, Carl. Only Madrid is the current step up, and
It's a step up.
That's I'm on the same page as well. I think if say he was to leave, I could only see it being Real Madrid, not even PSG. PSG will be a
And-
downgrade for him as well.
And
Nah,
for
but
me,
I just think at the end of the day, all this will come out and this guy will stay. He knows he's
Because-
staying. I have a
for
feeling
me-
they'll give him like 320 or 325, and you'll hear he's smiling again and he's staying.
Patrick,
Because I just keep thinking we might need him. Pep, I think deep down still likes Raheem. Regardless the missing, I think there's something about Raheem that Pep likes. It's the movement and it's the
And
way. Yeah, go ahead.
Patrick, sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead.
This doesn't make sense. We finally get a striker, and you've seen in his outstanding season, he works exceptionally well alongside a striker, which was Aguero. Now that we have a striker, it doesn't make sense of letting him go. Even if he's not going to extend, I would keep him still. I don't care if we lose him
No,
on
but
a
the
free.
issue, the thing is this, Abdullah, Raheem is not willing to be a squad player. That's what you must understand. He believes he's a first team starter. That's where
Yeah, don't smoke. This is the thing. He was crucial on the final game of the season. He provided an assist. Correct me if I'm wrong.
but off the
provided an assist.
bench, there's no
Off the
guarantee if he
bench.
starts the game. No,
Pep
listen,
wants. Yeah, but this is the thing. I understand your point. Pep wants him to stay. The club want him to stay. Where else is he going to go? Play under Arteta? Play under
Exactly.
flipping Tuchalaban, aka Tuchel?
In the Europe,
Abdallah.
in the Europe,
Once
Oh,
the
okay,
thing is,
can I ask you something? Wait. Can I ask you something? Don't smoke, and Cow and everybody.
Yes.
If Raheem goes, right, he's gone. Who's the replacement? And okay, Raheem goes. I have a feeling that Raheem goes, he leaves a big gap. Am I wrong? I think there's
Yes,
a big gap.
the thing is,
Yes.
I think the gap
if
of
Raheem goes,
Raheem.
if Raheem goes, Jesus will stay. If Raheem goes, Jesus will stay.
That's a good one because
No.
both of them leaving. That's a big gap, guys. That's a
Yeah, I
big
think
gap.
Both
the
of
thing
them,
is,
both of them
Patrick,
will-
But to your point,
I don't know.
But, sorry, just to your point. Don't be surprised if two wingers leave. This is the type of thing this club will do. I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't be surprised. I just
No, but
have
they
to.
won't
Abdullah,
leave unless we
This is the
have
thing.
Abdullah,
We better not. We better
No,
not do that.
I tell you why. I tell you why. Because it seems like we don't have the guts of keeping a player.
No, that's not true.
This is the thing. No, for example, Ferran Torres.
How many-
He wasn't. No, just sorry, Carl, to cut you off.
Fer-
For example, it seems like we seem to like doing favors for the players instead of looking out for our best
No,
interest.
it's not that.
For
I
me,
disagree.
No,
the thing is,
just correct me if I'm wrong.
the
Just
thing
let
is,
me complete my point. Let me just say my point, please.
One at a time.
Wait,
Yeah, one at a time.
Wait, guys, you're gonna have to. Okay, so Abdul, let Don answer you, then Cow, then Vector.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
At the end of the day, Pep never keeps players against their will. That's one thing about Pep. He wants squad harmony. That's Pep's first priority. Squad. That's why he even likes a small team. He wants squad harmony. He only wants people who are willing to play or compete for a spot. He doesn't want anyone who feels that. That's the problem he had with Leroy, because Leroy wanted to play every game, and Pep says, "Yeah, you have to earn your spot. There is no guaranteed starters besides Messi." Right? It's like you have to show me in training every day why you should play. And
okay, Cow,
Ferran,
then Cow.
yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, then Cow, then Vector.
So the Ferran Torres issue, right? So Ferran Torres comes, we buy him for 20 million. We sell him for 60 million. We make a profit of 40 million in like 10 months. That's good business for a guy who warms the bench. Let him go to Barcelona and struggle. Right? The same 40 million as well.
They already want him out. They already want him out. They call him a bum.
Think about Eric Garcia. Where's Eric Garcia now? They've been loaned out to Huesca or something. Right?
No, he's still there.
Keep
He's still there.
players, right, who have the mind to play in this system and suffer and who are ready to be with the team. If Raheem wants to go, what are you going to do? Keep him and let him go for free? Sell him. But I'll tell you this, we're not going to lose two wingers. We're not going to lose two wingers.
Yeah, I doubt we will, because I think all the wingers are looking at each other.
Hold on, Patrick. If we lose two wingers, we're getting two wingers back in. If we lose two
Yeah,
wingers, we're going to get two wingers
this
back
is the
in.
point. Yeah, this is the
Yeah,
point
go ahead,
that I
Vector.
want to make. This is the point that I wanted to make. We can't go from having a lack of depth defensively due to injuries to then put ourselves in a situation where we're a potential injury away and then having lack of depth in the wing position, right? So I don't see the team doing that. And if they happen to do that, then I agree with what the point in terms of the club's not doing us any favors. But we haven't seen that.
Yeah, I think the only time a player was not replaced after they were gone, I think it's the Aguero one that took so long. What about Adam? What do you think about this? Do you think we're going to lose two wingers and not get a replacement at all?
I don't think so. It's either going to be one. So if, say, Sterling leaves, I don't know if you guys disagree with me, but if, say, Sterling does leave, yeah, I could see a case where you end up pushing out Riyad Mahrez, selling Riyad Mahrez, and you keep what's his name, Gabriel Jesus and Sterling, in a sense. Because for me, we could if say Mahrez leaves, there's a good option and for me, he's a good replacement in Elise, the one that plays for Crystal Palace. There's other perfect replacements like what Carl said, the AC Milan player, because I think Raheem is younger than Riyad Mahrez, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Gabby,
Raheem is Raheem
He
is
is
27.
27.
Yeah,
27.
and Gabby's 25.
Adam, that kid Olise is a prime target.
I love
Oh
him.
my goodness! Did
That's
you
what I'm
watch him in
saying
the
to
FA
you.
Cup? Did you watch him in
Yes,
the FA Cup semi-final? We took him off when he was angry.
yeah, I saw him. That kid. I
That
hate
kid. Oh,
whenever we play against them. I hate playing against him. When I see him on the pitch,
that kid.
I say, "Oh my god!" But when he's not on the pitch, I'm happy.
That kid is a baller. I mean, he's so graceful on the ball. He moves like Leroy Sané, but on the right side. He's just a
The,
baller. But
the,
listen,
the only,
I'm just confident that whatever happens, we gotta trust these guys. I mean, seriously, to get Julian Alvarez and get Erling Haaland, maybe Cucurella and Calvin Phillips. I mean, 4. I mean, you just have to hold your hands up. Yes, they made mistakes in the past, right?
Yeah. I know the mistakes we made in the past we've made, but I'm pretty sure, like you can hear what the chairman said this time. He's like, we want to make sure that we attack in all fours. That means we want, and you know what? I know Pep is full of pride. After seeing all this hype of quad, trust me, Pep will try go after that quad so he can win and look at the media and say, there is the quad you were looking for.
But Patrick,
Yeah,
this is the thing. I'm already seeing. I will be fuming if Zinchenko goes, because I'm sorry, I'm going to say this: Zinchenko is our best left back. I don't try, and I'll say this: I don't trust Cancelo at left back. I don't trust him. I really don't. He cannot defend. He's great going forward, but in my opinion, him and Trent are the worst defensive fullbacks in the league. Him and Trent are the worst defensive fullbacks. They're great going forward,
but Abdul,
casual.
let me just. That's a good point you're making. That him and Trent are the worst defensive fullbacks in the Premier League. But isn't it super strange that somehow the teams that have the worst defensive fullbacks in the league are winning the league back get to the finals?
Yeah, that's true.
So does that now mean that the way football is now today is actually changed, where the role of the fullback is no longer just sitting back and defending? It's actually playing the 2-3-5 with 5 offensive, 3 midfield, and 2 defensive with the 2 center backs, or a 3-box-3. So I think sometimes we need to kind of think about what's going on. Why is it that Klopp and Guardiola have these 2 fullbacks who make mistakes defensively, but have brilliant offensively, but they still win titles? The past 5, they won.
Funny enough, Abdul, I think he's actually at the moment a worse right back than a left back. I think he's better at left back because of the way he's been playing there for longer, and Carl has a point. You must understand that.
Yeah,
but what doesn't make
Carl
sense
has
to
a
me?
point that you must understand that.
But
Not many
right,
teams have enough possession to expose that space they may leave. So
I'll give you an example. Smoke, right? I'll give you a good example. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, right? When he joined Man United, everybody said he was the best defensive right back in the league. Remember that comment?
Yes.
From Palace to United for £50 million, right? Now what are they saying?
Yes.
He's not offensive enough.
He's
right?
not even a footballer.
Like a Trent, right? People will always change their minds based on how teams are performing. At this point in time, the 2 teams that are dominating the Premier League and Europe in finals are 2 teams that have the worst defensive fullbacks in the league. Trent, Cancelo. Why? Because football in the eyes of those 2 guys has completely changed. And we as fans need to recognize what these guys are doing in front of our eyes instead of leaning on the whims of all these media clowns who don't know a shit farm from a pig farm. Seriously. People saying, Michael Owen, we're gonna beat Real Madrid 4-1. Even we fans? It's not possible.
It was rubbish. Guys, wait, give me a minute. Let me just read a few comments here. Patrick, what are your thoughts on Malawi's upcoming AFCON? Man, we had our time. All the best of thank you very much, man, from Zambia. How you doing, man? I hope Dhaka. Did you guys and Dhaka not make it this time? Dhaka is my baller, even though Carl hates him. I don't
hate him. I don't hate him.
You have an agenda. You have an agenda. Okay, so Cancelo is a better left back. Yeah, Cancelo is a decent left back. Even Mendes from Madrid has had very bad seasons. Such a Cancelo been somebody. You know what made me laugh today? Was it 2 days ago? I heard a Liverpool fan say Cancelo is the best left back right now, no longer Robertson. I was like, Cancelo has done.
Patrick, do you guys remember the game we played against Madrid in the Champions League when we almost destroyed Madrid? Almost destroyed them 6-6. Why? The fullbacks were terrible. Carvajal was ragged. Mendy was all over the whole place. We almost destroyed them. Why? Because we're an attacking team. The role of the fullback has completely changed. Look at Bayern Munich. Do they have really great fullbacks? No. Madrid.
No,
Do they have really
Davis is
great
good.
fullbacks?
Davis is good with
No, like,
speed and attacking.
Carl, to your point,
Yeah.
if you watch the Madrid game, right, the second leg which we lost, we only lost when Walker came off, and then Cancelo had to go to the right, because then now
Yeah, and
they could push up.
and the other goal that happened in the first leg was because Fernandinho was brought in, isn't after
Yeah.
Stones.
So
Anyway, Veta.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, Veta, this question is for you, Veta. What do you think of this? I also thought about it the other day. I was like, imagine if one day I'll ever see Cancelo in an FA Cup game as a winger. Well, what do you think, Veta? Cancelo as a winger attacking, because that's where he used to play before he became a fullback.
That is the dream of every former winger turned wing back, return back to wing. He would love it. To see it, maybe in one of Pep's crazy two central defenders, one fullback. Send Cancelo up on the wing. He's got free roaming left or right side. I'm not gonna go so far as to say the mad scientist will do this, but Cancelo has that skill set. It's undeniable. We see how he dances when he's on the left. We see how he dances with on the right, and to the point of wanting attacking fullback. That's what makes him so dangerous, and why we're seeing teams like Liverpool mirroring what we're doing. Except it's not so much spamming crosses that Cancelo does. Cancelo will beat, quote unquote, whatever forward is marking him and get into a threatening position to now draw another defender, whether it's going to be a midfield or even drawing the attention of the back line. He's needed. I know he has his flaws defensively, but the skill set that he has is of a wingman, and he's dangerous.
And let's be honest. From the time he came to City, I think his defensive awareness has improved, and of course he'll get caught. A lot of these new fullbacks will get caught. They're getting caught. But I still stand to the date of the day and say the worst defensive fullback is Trent, because some of the clown defending he does, even though people want to twerk for him and defend him, is bad. That's why Southgate doesn't take
Can
him.
I just add something to Veta? To what Veta just said. I feel as if we get Cucurella and we keep Zinchenko, you might actually see Cancelo play further up the pitch.
Yeah, I think there's this. Go ahead, Abda.
For me, it doesn't make sense. We're already paper thin in the left back positions. Mr. Prison, let's not mention his name. He has 1 year left on his contract. I don't see him.
It's finishing this year in June.
No, it finishes next year. I checked the transfer market. They said 2023. Apparently, I don't know if it finishes this year. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that leaves us down with a fullback already. If another fullback leaves, it doesn't really make sense. Carl Walker, as you've seen, is slowing down a bit and has become very injury prone. So I don't know. Do we this summer look for a left back and a right back, or is it just a left back?
I think we're only going to get a left back. That's all we need at this moment in time.
So and I think in the words of Carl, let me tell you something. I think in the words of Carl, I have noticed that this whole Zinchenko thing has become bullshit, because it looks like after the chairman spoke, that's when the Zinchenko thing started getting pushed in a certain way. I think Zinchenko is staying. And for Zinchenko to leave, I think it's up to Man City to throw him out.
Patrick,
let me build the argument, right? Why would Zinchenko leave Man City at this point in time? Why? Give me one reason why.
And go to Europa Arsenal.
Why would Alexander Zinchenko, the warrior who's comfortable in this team, who's a champion 4 times over, right? Who came from Breda through the hard life that he's had, leave Man City at this point in time? Why would he do that?
And go to
Arsenal. There's no sense. You talk about game time, so you want to go to Arsenal to go play full game
the
time?
Badge. Apparently the badge, because of the badge, the Arsenal badge.
Let's look at the reality, right?
Let's hear Abdul, go ahead. I want to hear the
not only that, I heard the rumor as being said, not only does Arteta want Zinchenko, he wants to play him in midfield. What? He hasn't played in midfield for years. Maybe he had like one game, I think it was this year or last year. And second of all, I heard a rumor as well. Apparently, Ake, if someone wants Ake, then Pep is willing to let him go. So all right, we're going to be down another centre back.
So
I think
let me
that's BS.
I
That's
think those
BS
are
now.
rumors.
let me
Those are
just
Can I just
rebut
chime in
this.
on?
Let me rebut this argument, right? So all the stuff that you're hearing, I've said it before, and I'll put money on it. It's utter nonsense. It happens every single year. I talked about this a month ago. I said, watch out for the summer because you're going to start hearing everybody wants to leave. Why would Nathan Ake, in a World Cup year, go play for a team, right, that won't win anything?
And
then
after
do
he's
what?
won the Champions, after he's won the Premier League, something he never thought he would.
For what reason?
Yeah.
Why would Zinchenko want to leave a champion
saying-
team? Nobody does that. The problem with a lot of our fans is that they don't regard City as a champion team like a Real Madrid or Barcelona, when nobody wants to leave. They feel if anybody comes for them, they're going to leave. Nobody does that. Nobody leaves Barcelona unless Barcelona forces you out.
Carl, the more
Abdullah,
you
can
say
I
it
say
as well,
something?
can I just say one thing? Sorry to interrupt you, Don Smoke. The more you say it, Carl, you're correct, because not only did I hear Ake potentially leaving, some of the wingers leaving today, and Ake and Zinchenko, if an offer comes in, Pep is willing to let them go at a reasonable price.
Yeah.
I heard flipping Laporte, who's been, you could argue, one of our best, being linked to Juventus. Now you've said it. Now you've said it more and more. I believe these rumors are bullshit. I really do.
Abdullah.
Think about Laporte. Laporte wants to leave the Premier League champion with Erling. Think about Erling Haaland is coming to City, and all of a sudden these players want to leave. Does that make sense? If you're Laporte,
no, it doesn't make sense. No, because
If
you
you're
saw his
Laporte,
tweet as well.
if you-
Carl,
if
did
you're
you see his
Ahmed
tweet as
Laporte,
well? Did you see his
think
tweet?
about
I look
this,
forward
right?
to playing with you. I look
if you're
forward to
Emre
playing with you.
Laporte and you know Alvarez is coming in, and Erling Haaland is coming, and Phillips and Coca are coming in, why would you want to leave this project right now? It makes it's
Carl, and you know what else as well?
Abdullah, can
What's
I?
his name? Laporte was a release clause. So unless the club, comes in with an offer that City deemed to be acceptable, then he will leave. But the guy, I
No, you
think,
see
how
that?
much did we buy him for, Carl?
What's
I think
65
it was
million pounds release clause,
yeah.
which means right now he's
Yeah,
already valued at 90.
Okay, go ahead. Don't smoke. Don't smoke. Then we can go to Feta.
The thing is this, right? There are certain teams that if you play for them, your national team automatically calls you up. And regarding playing out of position, Alaba was the best example, right? For Bayern Munich, Alaba was playing left back, but for Austria, was playing in the midfield, because teams know that there are certain teams that even if you can manage to get a spot at left back, you're good to play anywhere on the pitch. And is that thing at the end of the day, players want titles. Look at Kane. It doesn't make sense for Zinchenko to leave a team where he's guaranteed at least 1 or 2 trophies every season, to go to a place whereby they might not even make the Champions League. Because at the end of the day, these players, especially players from countries that don't have European prowess, they want to be the main guy in like, for example, like a Zlatan. You'll be like, no, I played here, I won this, I won that. So we at the time in the season whereby every journalist will try to get clicks and hits, so they're gonna throw whatever.
Think about it, guys.
Yeah.
What you have to realize is that between May and July is when all these clickbait guys earn their money, because there's no game that's going on, so they have to create content, and the more clicks that they get, the more their revenue goes up. It's gonna happen. It's gonna go next year. You're gonna hear that the Real Madrid want De Bruyne. That's what you're gonna hear next. Mark my word. You're gonna hear Real Madrid want De Bruyne.
So
Now Rodri is gonna replace Busquets. That's what you're gonna hear.
it's rubbish. It's rubbish, and we know the generals are like, okay, look, I'm gonna send it. I'm not gonna give it to Veta. Veta, do you have anything else to say? Then we can close it, guys. We can close it. I think we've been on for long.
I remember a time where it was Manchester City poaching players from Arsenal, and now tides have changed in terms of the club and the quality of players. Everyone's going to be rumored to want to get our players, whether it makes sense or not, whether there's 2-3 years left on their contracts. There's going to be rumors going out. That's unavoidable. I think we can entertain it. I mean, obviously from content creators we can entertain it, but there's not much truth to it. And another thing, with regards to Zinchenko and the player that he is, and the players that we have, right? Like, there's a combination of players that work regardless of Mikel Arteta wanting to take Jesus, take Zinchenko. Like, that's going to happen just because of the ties that we have. But the players aren't going to automatically want to vacate, like Carl was mentioning. There's not going to be a huge exodus from a EPL winning team, 4-5, to then have players wanting to go elsewhere. That's unrealistic.
I know. That's why. Look. For me, sometimes when I'm throwing these things, I like throwing cow, and I just find it amusing. And Adam knows I just do it to throw a cow, but
Yes, that's his favorite pastime.
yeah, cow now has noticed that it's not throwing, so he ignores me. But at the end of the day, I've just noticed that most of this is useless. It's also coming from the same journalists that support Man United, Liverpool, and then it's purposely done. So, guys, look, thank you for coming on, guys. Thank you for coming on from another
Thanks
episode
for
of
having me on.
Football and Chill. No,
Come
thank
back
you for
again,
coming,
man. You gotta
Abdullah,
come
and
back
everybody,
again.
man. Don't come back, everybody, guys. We're going to do another episode next week if we have something to say. If not, we have no football anymore. So if it's rubbish to talk about, I'm not going to come on to talk about rubbish, to be honest with you. So, guys, thank you very much. Everybody in the comments, go ahead, Carl.
Patrick, I think we should explore this crazy myth about Edison. I think it's time we deconstruct this myth in the next Football and Chill, because
One that Edison cannot save shots.
I'm seeing some stuff online that's driving me nuts about Edison.
Oh, there's a specific account called Bordiola. The guy is called Bordiola.
Oh my
teacher of
gosh.
ball. His name is on Twitter. He says we will never win the Champions League with him in goal.
Oh my gosh!
We have won the Premier League with him in goal.
Yeah, I know, and he's got 3 golden gloves. 3 golden gloves.
But people are making an argument. I just want to deconstruct this.
Okay, cool. Okay, let's do on that, because I think you're right. Maybe it's about time people understand the importance of.
So guys, just real quick, I'm not going to come with emotion. I'm going to come with stats. I'm going to come with stats and data and lots of information. So you better get ready and meet me with data and information, and not just emotion about what you see.
Yeah, and if there's anybody out there who, Adam, sorry, let me just say this. If there's anybody out there who wants to go head to head against the cow on the whole fact that Edison is crap. Oh, Mikey, yes.
Yes, I was just about to expose Mikey.
Go ahead.
No, I was saying that I'm sorry to expose my boy Mikey, but Cow's gonna have to deal with you now. So it's between you and Cow.
You know, I love Mikey, man. So when me and Mike, I just chill for Mikey because Mike is so cool. I guess whatever he says, I agree with him.
So do you agree with him on the Edison issue?
No.
Okay, cool. So Veta, do you have anything to say before we go, Veta?
Hey, another great episode of Football and Chill. Could not miss it. And I'm sure we're going to have something to talk about next week. So there's definitely going to be episodes throughout the summer.
Yeah, maybe you never know. It might be on Veda's channel where we're talking about Edison. So we make Veda's channel go a bit crazy. Because it's always calm out there. Anyway, guys, go to Veda's channel. It's Veda Games. Go subscribe to him on YouTube. Subscribe to Pitch Point. Subscribe to True City Fan. Thank you very much, guys. We are getting there. One day we will hit that 1K. We are currently on 800, but we are going to hit that 1K by the end of the year. I'll see you guys. Peace.
All right,